Hello, my name is Marah, and today's case is about Patrick Kennedy Alford Jr., who was 7 years old when he went missing from Brooklyn, New York in 2010. And I do want to remind everyone, I do my very best to research every case I cover, and this one has a lot of conflicting stories, so I'm going to do my very best to do Patrick's stories justice. Patrick was born on November 28th of 2002. And was described as very smart, funny, and a good brother to his younger sister. Their biological mom, Jennifer Rodriguez, sadly had a rough past. Her mother had a history of drugs, and her dad passed away when she was 8, but she vowed to give her kids a better life. Jennifer was sadly dealing with depression, and in December 2009, CPS became involved. She says this is when she called and let them know she was struggling and was using, and that she needed them to come get the kids so she can get better and get the help she needed to become a better mom for her kids. It was also said allegedly, though, that Jennifer was arrested on theft charges and the kids were taken then, but I'm not sure which one is true, and I just wanted to mention both that I seen. So then at this point, Patrick and his younger sister Jaylene were put into foster care in late 2009 when their mother was arrested, and their father was living separately in Staten Island at the time. They went to live with a woman named Labrada Moran, who I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong, but she became their foster mother, and she allegedly did not speak English. And they moved in with her on the 11th floor of the 130 Vandalia Avenue in a Brooklyn apartment. And this poor boy, I can imagine being so young and being put into the system is very, very confusing. So he then told the foster mom, who allegedly does not speak English. So I'm assuming it's mainly the caseworker, too, that he told that he was going to run away and get back to his biological mom. He was also acting out and hurting himself. So this is again where I've seen conflicting stories about when he went missing. But they do know it was January 22nd of 2010, around 9 p.m. So him and the foster mom were going to go take out the garbage this evening. And then it said that as they were walking down the hallway, the foster mom heard the phone ring. So she turns back around and goes back into their apartment. And it said that his sister, Jaylene, is looking out the door and sees her brother continue and go down around the corner. And then that night, he's allegedly seen by a neighbor on the 16th floor, and that was the last known sighting of him. And the other story is that his foster mom and him were bringing out the garbage, and she briefly turned her head, and when she turned back, he was gone. And only an hour and a half after his disappearance, a massive search started for him. Then, a few days after he went missing, they did ask his biological mother to bring him to a court hearing because one of his aunts said that Jennifer was saying she planned on kidnapping him. So authorities did look into if she had something to do with his disappearance, which I believe is, it makes sense because it could be one of the people. But she was able to pass a lie detector test, and then she was released from jail. And I did watch her talk about her struggles with addiction and depression on the Peacock series, The Vanished. She also talks about her love for her kids and wanting to get better. So I do think, well, and in my opinion, I think that she seemed very genuine, that she really didn't want anything bad to happen to her kids, that she was just trying to better herself. So their biological mom, Jennifer Rodriguez, ends up filing a federal lawsuit against New York City and the Administration for Children's Services, also Patrick's foster mom, and the foster parents' apartment complex in October of 2010. And in March of 2011, a federal judge dismissed the lawsuit, but Jennifer was allowed to sue individual caseworkers and St. Vincent Services, the child care agency in charge of Patrick's case. And in August 2018, the lawsuit was settled for $6 million. The funds will be used to aid in the search for Patrick and to benefit him if he is discovered alive. So I'm curious to see what you all think happened to Patrick. Do you think that his biological mom was involved? He also could have ran off, and it's winter in New York, so the weather was probably cold. And I'm thinking you never know, he could have ran into, either being in bad weather, or he could have been kidnapped, or even just in any type of dangerous situation. I am kind of leaning towards more or less the foster mom. Just because it doesn't really make sense to me how you can, I know things can happen so fast, but how can you just turn your head and you didn't hear anything? I just feel like you might have heard something. I don't know though. I know that in a lot of cases stuff happens so fast. So I'm not saying that she did. Also, because there has been no sighting of him and they haven't found like his jacket or a shoe or anything to point to where he could be. So please, if you think you saw something or you're around there that day, and even if you think it might not be useful, it could be. So please, please, please say something if you know anything about Patrick's disappearance. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.